be back, ladies and gentlemen.
One of the things that does bug me about this game is that if you go into the custom edit player mode, you can set up a voice call for their particular players if the name exists in the system. So for example, if you made a guy like, say, Matt Harvey, you'll hear when the guy comes to the mound, you'll hear this.
Harvey. Harvey.
Harvey.
So they have the pieces in for for a lot of these names, which you would make sense because you need to have a lot of different varied names for drafted players. But then when you get to players like
Cruz.
Or more appropriately,
Sosa. Piazza.
when they have these names in the system, you would think that they would be able to incorporate the players into the system. I mean, Barry Bonds, it makes sense because, well, he's not literally, you can't use him in the game because, well, that's the MLBPA rights. But the fact that they have the names in the system still, you would think, like, oh, we could just have the players play, let them be free agents. That would have been interesting. But no, they just let a bunch of random guys be free agents. Oh, well. Anyway, what is up, YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood Endman64, and it is time for round 2 of success mode in MLB Power Pros 2008. As you can see, it's a little bit different. There are new players that we have to deal with, new characters we have to deal with, and Marvin. Because yes, Marvin was apparently popular enough to return. In fact, from what I've heard, Marvin is actually like the face of like the Power Pros thing. Because when you play the online Power Pros game on the Switch, he's actually like one of the players that they have in the game, which is weird, but sure, why the hell not? I don't mind. I am not gonna remake JD this time, as much as fun as it would be to remake JD. I think I'm just gonna go with me. This guy's not even gonna really factor in much to my plans anyway, so we're just gonna call him Mike. His last name will be Mike. His save name will be Mike. While I did teach myself to switch hit, one thing I found is that when you make them switch hitters, their stats can modify, so I will go from my dominant side. I am right-handed and throw right-handed. My primary position was right field. I guess my batting stance would have been more on the open side. Let's see. I'll emulate a player. How about Ryan Howard? We'll emulate Ryan Howard. Why the hell not? If you want to upgrade your stats, you can do manually, as we did with JD last time, or you can do it auto, which they will decide where your stats go and at what point. I prefer manually because it gives me the freedom to be able to dictate what my stats will be, so I'm going to go with that. And my favorite team is, of course, the New York Mets. And let's see how they give our stats out early. Oh, wait, I forgot the story. I didn't start playing baseball for any specific reason. I was just thinking, man, I gotta beat that kid. But after I began practicing, it hit me one day that I could really make a career of it. You know, moving from single A to double A, it gets that much harder to climb even higher. But nothing's holding me back. I'm gonna keep going for it right till the very end. Nothing is gonna stop me from becoming a major leaguer. Let's see the stats they gave us. Alright, that's not terrible. I wish I could do better, but whatever. Hey, you! You've played this game before, haven't you? Maybe you'd rather skip the event scenes this time. There's a shortcut for that. You want to set it up? Absolutely not. We are going to do this as awkwardly as possible. Okay, no shortcut will be set. We did it, Marvin. We finally got into the Double-A League. It's like a dream come true for us to be players for the Green Apples, Chief. Hey, I'm glad you're on the team. I'm William, the GM. Nice to meet you, William. Nice to meet you, sir. Just call me boss. I have high hopes for you. Give it your all so that we can win the championship this year. I will. And if you play well, and a scout sees you and thinks you're good, you might make the AAA League. Work hard so you can get to the next level. I will. What if we don't do well? Well, then you get fired. Well, for today, all you need to do is practice on your own. In order to practice, select the desired practice command. I'll introduce you to your teammates soon. See ya! I'm really going to play hard today. Yeah! Now, as you can see, so many things are now different. Instead of just being cramped in our dorm rooms like we were in the first game, now there are so many things we can do. The bog standard stuff remains the same. So as you can see, you have your data, which determines the stats that you'll have in the game. Since we're a right fielder, we probably want to have a good arm and have a good bat specifically, but we'll worry more about that later. These are the same basic stats, but as you can see, there is no fate card system in this game. What does that mean? Well, there's more things that you'll have to worry about than that, but for the sake of argument, I will get into some of those decisions that will come down the line later. We have friend data. This is the data of every player on our team. We can ignore the nobodies, these guys with the blank faces, but we have this guy Sitch here, who's going to be one of our fellow teammates. We have Tom with this gorgeous mustache of his. Those are his stats. We have Frank, who looks like a guy that peeks into the women's bathroom. And then we have Marvin, who's terrible. But hey, it's not all that bad. Next up is eval. This is how you are evaluated, particularly as a player. As you can see, in order to make it to the end of the first part of this mode, you have to clear that little bar right there. And in order to do that, you have to play in games, which you won't do if you're injured. So you want to focus on building up your stats and playing well in games. Eventually, you will get into the starting lineup. In AA, it's mandatory. In AAA, you'll have to earn your way there. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Last up is likability. As there was in the last game, there are 3 potential love interests. Top girl is the girl that they want you to end up with. Middle girl is the second girl you'll meet. The third girl is a completely random girl you'll meet. By chance. Very similarly to how the other girls in the last game would have been set up, but fortunately we missed out on one of the more annoying ones, which is the random encounter one. No Becky in this game, same with no Sarah, so we do not get to continue our relationship with the photographer that we had in the last game. In fact, I'm willing to argue that this is a completely different character. Marvin, for all we know, could be the same, but I don't particularly care. The equipment remains the same, which we will be able to improve as time progresses. Items we do not get power-ins to start because the game's a little bit meaner. We have the stat buffs that we'll have to do. On this first page, it's specifically boosting your player stats or get you a second position. Then you have the abilities that you can boost yourself up with. And if you somehow want to upgrade your pitching stats, I don't know why you would, because it's basically impossible to make yourself a dual player in this game, despite how easy things are. In free time, there are a ton of different free time mechanics that you can break out to in this game. I will be explaining as many of them as I can as we progress, but right now we're going to start with our first practice session. Actually, wait, before we do that. As you can see, there is a new thing called progress. If you do something like this, you will skip the week that you are currently doing without doing anything. You may think that this is a bad idea, but as you can see down there in that gauge called weekly commands, you only have one ability, one thing you can do a week. Now, as you progress throughout the game, that bar will eventually go up until you can have two commands to do a week. And that is pretty important to giving yourself the good stats you need to buff up, or more importantly for some sectors, or for some segments to do outside events. Because yes, you do have to do some outside events. It's not as obnoxious as the first game was when it comes to that, but We're probably not going to touch the progress button because they give you more than enough time to beef up your stats as you progress. We are going to do practice, though. In fielder mode, there are 5 particular things you can beef up. Arm strength practice, which basically boosts your arm strength. Doesn't literally improve your stats, it just gives you the ability to improve your own stats. Then you have the fielding practice, which boosts your ability to field and run around. Running practice, which boosts your speed. Batting, which boosts your contact rates and your consistency. And weight, which boosts your muscle. For our sake, we're going to boost muscle. But you are about to find out one of the gimmicks of MLB Power Pros 2008. Remember how I said that the fake cards weren't in the game? Well, they kind of are. These are fate stats, pretty much. They allow you to, well, beef up your stat. They allow you to beef up your stats. If you get all 5 of them, as you can see, your practices will get more efficient, which means your stat buffs will be greater. But shut up, GM, I'm still talking. But if those become X's, you will lose out on potential stats, and if all 5 are X's, then you are guaranteed to be injured. So keep an eye on that vitality gauge underneath your name, because that'll determine if you have enough energy to keep practicing. There are very cheap ways of keeping your energy around instead of just wasting money buying power-ins. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I've made way too many damn players in this game. Now it's time for me to shut up. Hey! Today I'm going to introduce you to your teammates. Thank you, sir. I am Frank. I play the outfield and look in the women's bathroom. Looking forward to playing with you. Hey now, introductions are supposed to start with the veterans. Oh, sorry, Tom. I'm Tom. As the catcher, I'm in charge of giving instructions on fielding and pitch type. Might take you 100 years to get to play, but if you do, you better be sure to get my autograph. Sure thing, Grandpa. Hey, what do you mean, Grandpa? Come on now, Tom's still only 25. Moving on. Right, so now you've met all your teammates. Any questions? Well, about practice today. Yeah. Practice is Tom's department. He can tell you all about it. Huh. You little squirts aren't really ready for this kind of practice, but if Boss Man says so, I guess I'll make an exception. Thanks, I appreciate it. First, it's important to build body strength. Practicing without adequate body strength can result in injury, so be careful. Yes. That's it. Is that all? Wait, what, you got a problem? No, not really. As you can see, we got a decent amount of stats from that. As you can see, we got 34 strength stats, which will be decent for building up our power, but for the time being, I don't believe we really need to worry about that right now. May as well continue with our weight exercises. And wow, we're getting very lucky. Two efficient practice boosts in one shot. Hey, have you gotten used to practice? Yes. Good, that's good. Hey, about practice. What's the most effective practice method? Why do you ask? Because I want to learn better ways to practice. Well, then throw the ball as hard as you can. Well, I'm a fielder. Hey, I'm just joking. Ask Tom about how to practice, because he knows more about it than I do. Boss, you really know what you're talking about. Okay, I'll teach you a secret. This is something you couldn't learn yourself if you practiced 10 years. Sure. What, is that the best you can do? Yes! Please share your wisdom, wise Master Tom! Good enough. Listen up. The effectiveness of practice differs considerably depending upon your motivation and your coach. Practice where you see the coach icon to trigger a trust boost and improve your results. And continuing with the same practice during the week is a good way to move up. Do the same practice during the week? Keep on doing it and you'll understand eventually. By the way, the 4th week of every month is intensified practice week. It is very effective when you continue practicing after the 4th week. Practice on the 4th week of the month to trigger a super boost and improve your results. I see. That's it! Class dismissed! Yes. So as you can see here, we will get a nice fat point boost if we train on the last week. But as you can see here, our injury rate is a little high right now, so we're going to boost up our vitality this week. We have a ton of different ways to do so. Food is the most expensive way to do it. Hot dog, however, is the cheapest. So you'll want to take advantage of the hot dog shop whenever it pops up to see if you can beef up your stats, beef up your vitality that way. It's also a way to meet one of the 3 girls. Afternoon, Ben. Give me one of your hot dogs. Hey, Mike. Long time no see. How are you doing? Say, I heard that you got into the AA League. Congratulations on moving up to the next level. Thanks. I'll give you this to help you celebrate. Have you decided on that new menu item yet? Yep, the Duck Spicy Special. I'm sure it's going to be a big hit. Have as much as you want today. Thanks, Ben. Let me see. Wow, this is good. The vitality boost you will get from practice, the vitality boost you will get are pretty decent from the hot dogs, so you'll probably want to eat them as often as you can when your vitality gets low. And hey, we got a motivation boost, which is also very nice. Hey you, can I ask you a question? Huh? What's up? It's about the carry... I talked about this, kid. Why do I have to talk about it again? Good lord. It's about the carryover points. What? What are carryover points? The carryover points meter. There's a gauge to the left and below the icon used to select commands, right? Icon? What icon? What are you talking about? When this meter fills up, you can execute up to 3 time-consuming commands a week. Carryover points can be obtained much quicker when you have plenty of energy. You can check the current energy by checking out the energy meter, which can be found in personal data. To be exact, go to Data by selecting the Data icon, select Personal Data, and then select Other tab. Selecting free time will increase the energy. You're playing the game and you didn't know that? That's a lame way to play. What was that about time-consuming commands? You know, the kind of commands that make time pass, like practice commands? Speaking of which, you know how to gain practice points, right? Practice points? What? You don't know about practice points? Okay, so you get practice points by practicing, right? But they don't do anything by themselves. You have to apply them by using them to buy different skills on the skill up screen. Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're not sure what someone's talking about, press the R button to display the text history. Again, huh? We're talking about the game, man. Look, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna go. Just crack open a manual sometimes. Weirdo. Now that it is the 4th week, we have the opportunity to get a little bit stronger, and I believe we should take advantage of that. But as you can see there, sometimes the fate cards are not in your hands. But more importantly is this. We have been waiting for today, payday. What, really? The team pays us from March until November. Great, I'm having something special to eat today. If we subtract the cost of living from our salary, that only leaves us about $100, Chief. Really? That's not much at all. Hey, I love baseball. I can't really complain about getting paid to play it. I guess. Alright. So instead of having to get side jobs, you can actually just get paid to play baseball, which is nice. Which is why I lean heavily against going to the restaurant whenever you can, because the restaurant costs you more money and doesn't give you as much vitality, but blah, 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 you get that. Because apparently this guy just never wants to shut up his giant Jeff Bennett jaw. I don't know. When I say Jeff Bennett jaw, I think of the character from Timon and Pumbaa. Quint. Criminal Quint! Hey, there you are. Let me introduce you to some new talent. I look forward to that. I'm Sitch, with 2 T's. Looking forward to playing together. Hey, what an interesting fellow. I'm not just interesting. FYI, I am a spy. A spy? Wow, that's cool. Now you see. Why don't you have fun playing together? Hey! Yes, let's begin our little game. Yeah, sometimes the players do end up being very weird in this game, but... Oh no, I don't want to progress. Let's just keep beefing up our muscles. And as you can see, the results become slightly more depressing each week. But our coach's eval and our scout's eval both went up, which I will gladly take. Oh, it's our good friend Bison. One of the few characters from the first game that makes a reappearance. Hey, I have some good advice. Are you interested? I mean, I know you, but maybe you're gonna give me some bad advice, so I don't trust a guy wearing a bandana, so no. No, I'm not interested. Advice from somebody you don't know isn't reliable. Hey, that's a good attitude. I like you. Anyway, I'll give this to you. Read it if you like. See ya. What is this? A discount coupon? Oh, right, for the new shop. Guess they're running a promo. I should go check it out. Unlike in the last game where Bison's shop kind of randomly appeared, Bison's shop will always be available for you to access since money is really not that much of a problem to you. And since they gave you a discount coupon, you'll get lower prices on the things you buy there. But remember, money isn't always going to be there for you. We have 103 practice points that we can use. Any special... Okay, so the scout is there. The coach is there at batting practice, so let's give that a shot. And if it blows up in my face, I deserve it. Ooh, let's see if we can get a trust boost. Trust boost! Probably not. Yep, we didn't get it. But we did get coach's eval increase, so I'll take that. Next week is finally the first game of the season, Chief. Yeah, it is. The hot pennant race for the AA League will be fought out until the season ends in the third week of September. I'm going to go out there and give it everything it takes to win the championship this season. What are you talking about? You haven't been put on the bench yet. And to always play in the game, you have to be selected as a regular. Ah, that's right. Unless we show the coach what we can do, we won't get to play in a game for the rest of our lives. And if you don't play in games, then you can't work your way up to the AAA League. The Major League will just be a dream that will never come true. Darn it! We're just gonna have to practice, practice, practice! Let's do it, Chief! Alright, so as you can see, we have our objectives. Pretty straightforward way to kick off MLB Power Pros 2008 story mode. But I'm going to wrap things up here because the story is going to kick in really in the next part. So, thank you guys for joining me. I'm your friendly neighborhood N-Man64. Join me next time when we continue success mode, as we have quite a long way to go before Mike reaches the majors. Until we meet again, my lovelies, sayonara.